Shall we turn our attention to Galatians chapter 2 and let me read verse 20. Galatians chapter 2 verse 20. I've been crucified with Christ, and it's no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself up for me. We live in a self-centered world, a selfish world. People are concerned about making themselves big before others. Maybe it's through pleasing others, or maybe it is through promoting themselves, or supporting some people, or doing something or the other for people, standing in such a manner as to please some people, to make themselves big. In other words, we want to achieve, the human beings want to achieve the selfish goals at the expense of others. A totally unchristian and totally unbiblical, not biblical approach that is prevailing in the world. The interesting fact is that it is in the Christian realm as well. When I say it is in the Christian realm, don't think that is something that happened in the 21st century. No, it was there from the 1st century. People who are pleasing someone else to achieve their self-centered goals. When we look at the Galatians chapter 2, we see an example of such a behavior. We see the example of the Apostle Paul confronting a person of such selfish behavior. It was none other than the Apostle Peter. Can you believe that? Apostle Peter was confronted by the Apostle Paul for an issue. And we see in verses 11 onwards, the issue is all about this. There were a group of people called Judaizers who wants to promote Judaism, who wants every non-Jew to convert themselves to Jewish system and then started following Christ. And when these people approached, or then they came to the congregation where the Apostle Paul and Apostle Peter were all there, Peter behaved in such a manner as to please these people. Before these people arriving to this congregation of Gentiles, Peter was eating with them. But now, when these people, the Judaizers, when they came to the congregation, Peter stood away from the Gentiles so as to please the Judaizers. Now Paul noticed this thing, and he confronted him and he told, no, that is not right. We are not to be self-centered. We are called to be Christ-centered. And he started drawing the attention of his congregation in Galatia, and he was telling them, friends, this is how I think, this is how I behave, this is my focus. I was earlier self-centered, but now I am Christ-centered. I would like to entitle my sermon as no longer self-centered, but Christ-centered. Look at the polite logics. That's what we see in verse 20. But he says, I've been crucified with Christ. And then what Paul says, I've been crucified with Christ. Paul is not telling that he was one of those thieves who were crucified with Christ. No. He was not even crucified in his later stage. He was beheaded. But actually Paul was laying himself to the crucifixion of Christ. The Roman world, the crucifixion means nail a person to a piece of wood or a cross talking about being crucified with Christ, Paul is saying that he had nailed certain things in his life down. What was that he nailed down? He is telling us he nailed down his self. Where people, we are, as I told in the beginning, we are concerned about self a lot. I'm not against this, what I'm saying. We take selfie pictures, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not against that, I'm not preaching against that, but Bible is against that philosophy of focusing on ourselves. The philosophy in the Christian world is almost to that point, is going to that extent. Just like the way we focus ourselves on the camera or the cell phone, that's the way in which people are focusing on themselves. I'm associated with many organizations, many institutions, many associations of Christian people. But when I tell what I've noticed, most of the time it is not something spiritual for the ultimate focus. The whole focus of most of these organizations is exaltation of the leaders. How we can gain more power. How can we go to the next leadership? How to do some programs. How many here I have heard from most of the organizations or the associations a feeling we should do something for the spiritual nourishment of the church or the people of God. How to get a stage, how to shine before others, how to make ourselves big, how to get the applause of the people, how to please people to attain their favor. That's the whole aim of most of the Christian organizations that I've noticed. How to become big. But let me tell you, the mark of a Christian is not self-exaltation, but self-denial. Nail yourself. Nail what is important to us. Paul's talking about that. I've crucified myself with Christ. Look at the writings of Apostle Paul. If you and I were in his place, we would have written volumes and volumes of books about our own life experience, our autobiography. But never ever, in all his writings, he never focused on one book about his own experienced life. We see in all these episodes little glimpses here and there so as to encourage the people. That is only his purpose. He was not concerned about the self, rather he was concerned about God. He crucified himself. And if you look at other passages, Galatians 5:24, he says, he crucified his flesh. Look at that. Those who belong to Jesus Christ have crucified the flesh with all its passions and desires. Flesh, something that prevails against the Spirit of God. The inherent nature in a human being. Look at that verse, Galatians 5:24, it says, flesh with its passions and desires. Flesh is presented with some attachment. The attachment of passions and desires. When I talk about attachment, we all are familiar with attachment. When we send a mail with some documents or pictures, we will attach it. Likewise, flesh, the inherent nature in you and I, it comes with an attachment of passion or desire, a loneliness of especially what is forbidden. But most of the time what happens to us when it comes to our inbox, we would like to look at that attachment, we would like to tamper with that, we would like to play with it and see how it works. Understand, it has that of a hacker's nail. When you play with it, he is going to hack your computer. When you play with it, maybe some virus is going to install in your computer. That is the same way the flesh works, the attachment of passion and desires. When you and I tamper with it, it will come into our life. It will control our life, master our life. You and I are called not to open that email, but to delete it. That attachment of flesh. Paul says, I crucified it. I destroyed the power of that attachment. Many times where Christians forsake of following Christ, we tamper with this attachment, we play around with this attachment, and it ultimately ends in flesh dominating us. I was reading one article where someone was talking about this flesh and its influence in this way. He says, when you and I tamper with the passions and the desires, you are almost like a person who is coming to his house and see the faucet running wide open and the bathroom is flooding. And this person goes to the room, get a mop, and start mopping. It's not finished, he's continuing, his water is still flooding. And he gets a bigger mop. It doesn't work. He went for taking classes regarding how to mop. Then he hired someone to help. Nothing good happens. And he rededicates himself to mop rather than ever. Finally, he believes that I'm supposed to live like this, so he buys a rubber boot and a water bucket and settles himself in that flooded house. Most of the time when we go with the enticement of the flesh, the passion and the desires of the flesh, this is what happened. We try to mop it, but remember, until and unless the faucet is closed, it will continue on and on. That closing process is called the crucifixion. The crucifixion of self, the crucifixion of flesh. Paul says, yes, I'll crucify myself. Myself and my flesh is under control. This morning, let me ask you, can we say like that? Can we say that our self is not dominating us? Can we give an assurance that, yes, flesh is not dominating us? We just skip to the next point. No longer I live, but Christ lives. Look at that statement. He says, Christ lives. It is not a past tense. It is not that Jesus came into my life and just left. No, He lives in me. Jesus is living in me. If you look at the Christendom, we see performing Christians. They are into religious performance. They are like performing. They are like enacting themselves as real saints, but most of the time, deep within them, these things, the flesh and the self, are prevailing. But Paul says, no longer I live, but Christ. Christ is living in me. Remember, Christ living in you and I doesn't make us performers, rather we live a real life. And when Christ lives in us, He is not just a companion, He is a commander. He is not just a person who is along with us, but He wants to be the captain, or He wants to be the CEO of our life. He doesn't want to be just a clerk. Rather, He wants to be the chairman of our life. He wants a complete surrender. He wants to be the center. He requires our confession and our commitment to Him. He wants not to rend our heart, but to reside in our heart. Not as a guest, but as the boss of our life. Remember the Old Testament practice or the Old Testament system of God living in the midst of the Israelite tents? Understand the greatness of such a presence of God. They experience God in their midst. They have seen His miracles. They have heard His wonderful deeds. They have experienced the judicious power of God among them. They have seen miracles happening. When people are there coming there to curse them, none of the curses are coming into their lives. Rather, they are being blessed at the curses. Wow, what a great experience is that. God has called you and I towards that kind of an experience where Christ dominates us, where Christ prevails in our life. Let me wind up my sermon here with a small illustration. That verse goes like this: I've been crucified with Christ, and it is no longer I live, but Christ lives in me. We all have heard or maybe have done grafting. For instance, imagine this is an orange, this is a lemon plant, and towards which I'm grafting an orange plant to make it more fruitful, to make it more efficient. First I have to do some process. I have to cut this end like this way. And I have to cut an orange branch like this. Now to slowly attach it. I have to fix it firmly. You know what the outcome is? It's not a lemon that is coming as its fruit. When it comes from here, when the bud sprouts from here, it is going to bring forth nice oranges. On a lemon tree, coming nice oranges. That is the same thing that we see in this passage. Being crucified with Christ. Christ has taken this place. He crucified. He had this cut. He had this wound. And you and I, when we go through this and attach ourselves to that cross, our outcome is different. Our result is different. Our Christian life is getting fruitful. Understand this. You and I, how to fit in ourselves into that cut. Fit ourselves into that cross. Fit ourselves into the wound of Christ. When we fit ourselves rightly, when we abide with Him, when that sap from Him enters us, when the process of attachment goes on, there happens a great change in our behavior, our motives, our looking, our ways, our thoughts, our deeds. There is a great transformation happening, and it will be evident in our life. Today morning, let our focus be Christ-centered. Let us no longer be self-centered, but now let us move forward in Christ-centered. Let me close our eyes for a moment.